Oh, Psychic Frank's Mystery School. We had to clear the energy here. Ah, well, yes, if you want to email me, um, yeah, we'll get this out of the way. My email address is psychicfrank at 11 at gmail.com. And I am your host, Psychic Frank. And okay, so it's April 3rd, and we have we just had a couple of days ago a full moon, and but we're going to come up to the 17th and 18th of this month, the second half of April, and I'll be back here. Uh, um, Today's Friday the 3rd, and I'll be back here on the 17th, and that's going to be the 27-degree Aries new moon. And there's going to be 10 planetary objects in Aries. That's rare, and that's very, very powerful. We're going to have Neptune 2 degrees, um, Mercury, Mars, 3 degrees, 5 degrees, Saturn 7. Um, oh, this is an interesting asteroid. Has to do with rebirth. Called I scribbled it down. It's about the archangels. It's the archangel's mind to the gods, mythology speaking, and that's 12 degrees Aries. That's what I've seen. Some of the planets and interest planetary objects. And then there's Eris, 25 degrees Aries, Chiron, 26 degrees Aries, and the moon, 26 degrees Aries, well, 27 degrees. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's make the most of yeah, and also all the outer planets are officially going to change signs on the 26th of April. Uranus is going into Gemini and leave Taurus. So this is the last couple of weeks of Uranus and Gemini. Uranus is all about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I tell you, that's I'm Psychic Frank, and I know when I came out with my gift in '82, and then developed it for another 10, 20 years. I'm 77, so I don't know how these people. Everybody's on a different time schedule, I guess. Developing my gift, and now that I'm I never dawned on me that I'd be in have this wonderful given this wonderful amazing and I guess it's a rare gift, and then have to be an use it to do investigative reporting, which is the most dangerous job these days. I mean, and I'll explain what that's all about. But yeah, of course, Bernie Sanders said, uh, "Let us wage a war." Wage a moral and political war against the billionaires and corporate leaders on Wall Street and elsewhere whose practices, policies, and greeds are destroying the middle class here in the United States. Uh, Nixon thinks, his job was to destroy the middle class. It was getting way too big with the assassination of JFK, Malcolm X. The middle class had never gotten, and that scared the bejesus out of the rich, and they had to get Ronald Reagan in there because and. I remember 1980 fighting with everybody I knew saying, no, he's a horrible, horrible person. And, oh, Frank, it's an experiment. Trickle down, it's an experiment. And then he left out the part that people would be where we are now, So yeah, so this is just real. We're up a creek, and okay, so what I want to talk about, well, first of all, let's get this NASA out of the way while we're talking about, before we, okay, this, I got some postcards I want to share with you. And then we're going to go into NASA, get that blown out of the way. And then we're going to work on Gavin Newsom's and Gory Laurie, you know. But in the meantime, this guy, I hope you can see that. He's running for Congress. Saikat, pronounce Shoy, Shoycott. Shoy hyphen cut, Shoycott. Um, pronounce say it spells it looks like sail cat, but soy cat, and it's and his last name is like alphabet soup. Chakra Bharti, Chakra Bharti. Yeah, oh, I love this guy. He comes right out with it. He's anti-establishment. Oh God, please get this guy in office ASAP. And then I want to renew what fascism is. I found this postcard. I taped it here so I wouldn't leave it at home. I've been wanting to bring this with me the last couple of weeks, and then I keep on forgetting it. So just to remind yourself what we're living through now, and it's here. Fascism's here. It's right here in San Francisco. It's right here in River City. We know. Remember, right here we got trouble right here in River City. No, we got trouble right here in San Francisco. It sounds like gory, but it's actually gory Laurie. Oh, and Newsom. Wait until we get to Gavin Newsom's, man. Oh, I can't wait to tear him up. You know, as I said when I started this show today, I love America. I love America. I love the whole idea of democracy, freedom. I'm a '60s kid. You know, I grew up in the '60s, born in the late '40s. Hoover, I think it was Eisenhower. Is after Eisenhower, it all turned south. And so I'm the best friend democracy, liberty, and justice, and the good American way ought to be trickle up, not trickle down. I'm all that. I'm that that's best. That's I'm best friend to that. Those are all the causes that I'm best friends to. I'm the worst enemy to sons of bitches like Gavin Newsom's and his sidekick Gory Laurie, and then that Where's Waldo Wiener. We're gonna get off to. I want to end the show with that because I don't know, get me all as cool, calm, and collected as I aim to be. Talking about those MFs makes me livid. And well, it's because it's fascist. Early warning signs of fascism, powerful and continuing nationalism, disdain for human rights, Gory Laurie, identification of enemies as an unifying cause, supremacy of the military. We got a war department now. It's no more defense, it's war. That gin-soaked closet queen headset, whatever his goddamn name is. Oh hell, he's bad. Doesn't have a decent fiber in his body. He needs a rehab ASAP, man, under lock and key, man. I mean, get in prison now. Maybe they have rehab. He can go to meetings there. I don't know. Religious and government intertwined. Obsession with national security. Corporate power protected. Labor power suppressed. Disdain for intellectuals and the arts. Yeah, thanks to W and Cheaty, we dumbed down obsession with crime and punishment, rampant cronyism and incorporation, and fraudulent elections. Get this at these cards are on Hate Street. It's the Anarchy bookstore. It's on lower mid Hate Street, right on Masonic, between Masonic and Central. That's not lower Hate Street, but right there, right in the beginning of where Hate Street gets really beautiful. Well, it's all beautiful. I love the Hate. Now that I don't live there, I love visiting it. Oh yeah, and I got this card there. It's beautiful. It's a kid. If you could see, he's got something like that, like I got, like, and he's holding it out, and he says, "To give me, I want you, like Uncle Sam. I want you I want you to give me a future not effed up by all your crazy bullshit about how moral and just the United States of America is when it invades and occupies other countries, and how heroic and brave I'd be to kill for you because you're too effing lazy and bigoted and unimaginative to prefer peace to hedge money and terrorism. The kid I never had. So there you go. And of course, this guy, oh, Shoykot. Yeah, I love this man. I love this man. I'm gonna do everything I can to get him in Congress. Okay, so astrologically now, I turned on the news this morning on everybody, NASA's and all the media's a buzz, all the corporate stations, which is all this is it, this is it. That's not corporate, and we don't even have the phones hooked up, and we can't even work on Saturdays, but because of the FCC, so we're hanging on by a thread. Okay, but what's going on that there's a quote that's going to sum up what I'm about to say, quote unquote, in the void of silence truth doesn't vanish, it amplifies. So listen to me, brothers and sisters, because I'm going to amplify some truth. NASA, never a straight answer. NASA, never a straight answer. Silence speaks louder. NASA's 411 blackout during 3I Atlas flyby. Yeah, so you could Google that up. Just get your YouTube channel and just type in, or wherever you YYY www rather. A couple of years ago, I didn't even know what a browser was. So I got my foot on the gas pedal. I'm going about as fast as I can, absorbing all this technology. And it's a stretch. Okay, so if you want to go, silence speaks louder, semicolon, no, colon. NASA's for information blackout during during the most critical moment of 3 Atlas. I call it Third Eye Atlas because it's all about waking up our third eye. Flyby over near Mars, officially channeled. The middle of last month, it was as close to the Earth as it was going to be. And that was around the time of the Saturn Aries conjunction, which is hadn't happened for all. They went back 6,000 years and couldn't find when those two planets were exactly conjunct. That's Saturn and Neptune. Saturn's reality, Neptune's our dreams, making our dreams real. If you don't have a dream, how you going to make your dream come true? Who has time to dream now? Thanks to Ronald Reagan destroying the middle class, people have to have 4 or 5 jobs to keep a roof over their head. Where do you have time to dream? When you go to sleep at night, you pass out from exhaustion during the most critical moments. So during the critical moments of Atlas 3I flyby, this is not an asteroid. It's not a comet. This is a man-made, an higher intelligence had to put this together. It's the big, this should be like splattered all over the world history now, however the world gets the medium, their news now. This should be, everybody should be talking about this now. This is just, and it's not as this is no AI or anything. This is in real time happening now. And it's so the most flyby over Mars, official channels went unusually quiet. No live telemetry there, no fresh images. Yeah, this went right by all those telescopes we have and everything. No images of that. No routine press updates. This should have been our number one event. For an event of this magnitude, the closest path of the largest known multi-interstellar, not multi, interstellar objects, the silence feels deafening. AI Atlas is the third confirmed interstellar visitor. Data that was expected from Mars's um, orbits orbiters of revolve has been delayed or withheld without a clear explanation. And now all of a sudden everything's about the moon, going to the moon. NASA is out of control. I think it's a Nazi plot. This whole thing, I think, when Hitler knew he was toast, they set out this race to space, to ultimately destroy the world. I believe it is, and NASA's and these guys have been on these guys who work for NASA now. These and now NASA, if you say anything like right now, people are probably thinking, how could he talk about it un-American? How un-American could Psychic Frank be? We've got generations of kids who want grow up to die in a space in a tin can. They're throwing their lives away on bullshit. We're about as far as space as we are ever going to get. Well, extraterrestrials will make an appearance officially in 2027. In the meantime, the universe is mystical, it's psychic, it's beyond comprehension. But our minds are getting able to comprehend a lot. There's more light. The sun spurts off the sun. There's never been this much light in thousands of years. I've been bombarding the earth. The dark is on its way out. Uh, yeah, after Eisenhower, who by the way hated his vice president Nixon and warned people against him, um, Dr. King, Dr. rest his soul, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Before, while he was while he was running for president and while he was vice president, made a film. He's on video saying, "I had a talk with a meeting with Richard Nixon, and I was very impressed with his sincerity, and I walked away thinking." I'm paraphrasing here. He said, this is Dr. King talking, and he says, I walked away thinking if this man wasn't absolutely sincere, but he's the most dangerous man on the planet. And he is. Yeah, because he's a racist. My job is to undo the damage he did, at least with cannabis, and start hipping people to the nonsense of this alcoholism now. And we're going to get to that in a minute now. But as I said, I made extra notes, and maybe we'll come to them during this. But keep in mind, get on your computer and look up about Three Eye Atlas, and why, as I said, it's such a pithy little quote. In the void of silence, truth doesn't vanish; it amplifies. I don't have to amplify. Tune it down, Frank. Tune it down. Don't scream at people. But I just can't understand how NASA's been getting away with this. These guys that work for NASA, they're worshipped. They've been whipping us off. It's not about exploration. It's not about research. Research doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing, and so does exploration. This is about the military. This is about global dominance. It's like an ant, a little flea saying, "I'm going to dominate this elephant. I'm going to kill this elephant." I mean, we're this little pissant of mostly human becomings. There are very few human beings among us, um, human becomings who are. We're going to get into that. Uh, well, for instance, Donald Trump is a 22 life path, and it says. Alan Watts said, and we all have this feeling that I came into this world, and that isn't true. You came out of this world like a leaf comes out of a tree. Okay, the characteristics, the negative and the positive. Negative characteristics of Donald Trump, because all his numbers add up to 22. 11 and 22 are master numbers. You see, in numerology, everything gets reduced to single digits except for 11 and 22. So, for the sake, because they're only given to all souls, they're master numbers. And everything has a plus and a minus. So, the negative characteristics was this. are really big because of if you use these master numbers negatively, it's terrible. It's as bad as it can get. Excuse me. So the negative characteristics of the 22 life path are get rich quick schemes and the highest form of material greed, unprecedented abuse of power, fascism, indifference to the plight of and future of mankind, and all humankind actually, grudging service to mankind, viciousness, exploitation, crime, evil, and black magic. It's most destructive. At its most destructive. I keep on getting that song by the Marvelettes. I sold my heart to the junk man. America, that the mega right has sold its heart to the junk man, and those horrible billionaires. Yeah, I'm talking about your mother, Lori, gory Lori. Okay, plus characteristics: practical idealism, 11 with added ability, uh, practical skills. He has none. By his own standard, he would not be allowed into the United States as a citizen because he has no skills. He has no gifts. The the physical creator of the future, the changer of the course of history for the better, master of the material with the benefit of all humanity at its soul. He's got no soul. We got a president running the country who's got no soul. It's like this bar across the street from me has no walls. It's got a cyclone fence around it, and they're loud, obnoxious drunks. It's Germans. They named it after the Nazis' uh, alpine retreat, some kind of garden, beer garden. Yeah. And I called the noise pollution number. The noise number is the non-emergency police number, and I tell them, I explain it's a noise, and I say to them, they got no walls. You hear the words, and they completely, they blast the noise. It's not even music. It's that boom, that speed freak, boom, 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 boom. That the pulsing. It's that. It's just not. It's just sick. It's just, and I know sick means good. No, no, it's deranged, perverse. Yeah, so we got Donald Trump there. I thought that's very interesting, and yeah. So let's get to some more about the Don Juan, the Don Juan. You know, Lily Collins said that once. She said, "I got a girlfriend who thinks she's a real Don Juanita." It's my favorite lesbian joke ever. And like Lenny Bruce, he said, talking about gays, and he says, "I got a friend. He's so gay. He lives with his mother. He's a truck driver. He lives with his mother in Miami. They share an apartment." And he went on and on about, "I got a friend so gay. He's a truck driver. I live in Hayes Valley, right off the freeway there, and there's all these big rigs coming, 18 wheelers, big trucks, and the guy's running right past, where I'm waiting to turn the light there on Octavia and Fell. And I always wave to them, give them a big smile, the peace sign, and they wave back, honk, honk, give me the horn there, because these guys have a hard life, um, and it's only getting harder. There's no help from, who. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay, we'll get back to that. Okay, okay. The about David. Now we'll get to Lori and Newsom. Now we'll get to Lori and Newsom. Now, okay. But first, before we get to these these guys, put them over here so I don't forget it. Okay, that's going on next. We got to talk about the planetary activity that's going on. The planet, as I said, all these 10 planetary objects, all aligned, and this is all in the United States of America's all this Aries energy, excuse me, all this Aries energy is the 4th of July here. Oh, it's all around our fourth house Chiron, the wounded healer planet, in opposition to Saturn in Libra. This is about time to shake the farts out of the sheets, you know, to put it in a rather crass, crude way. Uh, yeah, the new moon in Aries on the 17th, an unstoppable tidal wave of energy. All this Aries energy is about potentiality for humanity. We are have more of a blank canvas than we've ever before had to create a much more abundant, loving world, building that new energetic architecture of light, building with that new general, being grateful, sovereignty, being your own boss. You're the boss, applesauce. Don't give your power away. It's so easy to give our power away. You own it. God can't make a Stradivarius without Stradivarius. God, the world, the universe needs you to be yourself. Be true to what God put in your heart when you were created. Let that come out now, or it's going to destroy you. The 6th to the 26th, Uranus and Taurus. So while Uranus is still in Taurus until the 26th of this month, use this last. It won't happen again for like 80, 60, 80 years, something like that. Um, well, Uranus is in Taurus, and it's all about your own psychic ability. It's the image of the H with the with the upside down lollipop, and that's the H with the upside down lollipop going. It's the head going through the hips, giving birth to the new you. And while it's still in Taurus now, write this down: the infinite ground of being, Being, is always there for me, or is always there for us. The infinite ground of being is always there for us. The infinite ground of being is always there for us. Give your grounding cord a tug. I belong here. Um, oh, it feels good just saying it 3 times. The Mars squares Uranus signals a lot of impulsivity. Mars is in the 12th house of hidden enemies. Regulus is an Aries, conjuncts the ascendant. Regulus, a fixed star in mythology, has to do with kinship, a kingship, or a sense of kingship. Some sudden radical shifts. Mars in Aries on April 9th for the next a couple of weeks. Repeatedly makes contact with other planets. On the 8th, just before changing signs, Mars forms a sextile with, as I said, with Uranus, followed by a conjunction with Neptune on the 13th of April, sextile with Pluto on the 16th, and a conjunction with Saturn on the 20th. And then on the 17th, with the sun and moon, we have a new moon in Aries. Mars acts as a spark for key developments with potential. Denial of reality can now create persistent conflicts that tie up energy for a long time. With foresight, courage, and discipline, however, great things can be achieved. What is built now has long term potential. That's beautiful. Let that psych you. Enthusiasm's contagious, just like fear and all kinds of, it spread enthusiasm, spread optimism. Mercury enters Aries on April 15th, and on the 17th, a new moon in Aries conjunct Chiron. Simultaneously, the planet of information, Mercury conjuncts Neptune, so higher spiritual guidance is just, it's harder work to avoid it. Thus, sun and the mind is the caboose. It's going to fight everything you say that your heart's telling you to do. So keep in mind now when your mind says, "Oh, that doesn't work. You're wasting your time. Oh, change the channel. Don't listen to Democracy Now. Don't listen to Amy Goodman. Believe all this shit. Don't believe that every network." Prime example, last week I saw on Amy Goodman Democracy Now, they had a clip of our president of this divided states, sitting with this wonderful woman who is the prime minister of Japan, the head honcho of Japan, a woman, I guess president, they'll call her president, prime, whatever and she was the most humble, gracious, everything picture of a well-mannered, well-mannered, refined, cultured, educated. I'm not gonna say a woman. Yeah, I guess a woman. Yeah, she was a woman. So man, woman, it just happens to have been a woman. But even Japanese men are very refined. I realized. And Donald Trump actually insulted, didn't literally spit in her face, but pretty much did, because he said he was talking, and all of a sudden, the Satan ruled his tongue, and he said, "Yeah, what we did with Iran is sort of what you guys did to us, sneak attack." And she just put her head down, and as I said, mother, son of a, wow, this guy's got no couth, no class. So 2 days later, a day later, I'm watching the morning news, the Fox channel, because I don't know, they both forget the weather, it doesn't matter. I just happen to be on channel 2. And I like the anchors, Dave Clark, the black guy, and this, Latino-ish heavy-set woman, and I listen to her, because they're just reading scripts, and she's going on about yesterday. Donald Trump, President Trump, had a meeting with the president of Japan, and then and went right on to the next item. I go, and then I realized, did not people don't even know how many people know what really happened with that meeting. uh, how many people watch Democracy Now? How many people listen to the liberal, Stephanie Miller, what was his name, French, Richard French there, all these, left in truth stations, for the majority of the population had no idea because they get all their news from Fox, and now I guess 7, 4, 5, they're all bought by big corporations, and none of these people are going to tell you the truth. We're in deep doo doo. As I said, this is early warning signs. No, we're in it. We're in it. Right now, Gory Laurie is in Japan and China. No, he's in Korea. He went the other direction. He's in Korea and China now. Who knows what kind of deal he's making? Oh, yeah, the Ethics Committee now has we're going to get to there. Yeah, he's had Daniel Laurie has had many. It's like they want information now. The Ethics Commissions of San Francisco is, talk about his replacing the Noise Pollution Commission with the horrible Entertainment Commission, the most. If you want to meet anybody, you want to talk to someone who shits all over your civil rights, call the Entertainment Commission and talk to them and ask them why they're doing what they're doing, why they are giving permits to all these people. We're going to get to that because why we have no more civil rights. And then you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay. So yeah, let's get right to those sons of guns. Yeah, because we only have a few more minutes here. We're gonna here's the new moon on the 17th. Gavin Newsom. Gavin's financial investments in the liquor industry. Was a businessman over the years, became a millionaire through his holdings in wineries, bars, restaurants, hotels, and liquor stores. So his conflict with cannabis, why there's no more pro cannabis. The liquor industry, there's no redeeming value in drinking alcohol. It's the worst thing you could do to your body. Is even there's no amount of good, not even a half ounce of alcohol. The World Health Organization, made up of the most brilliant medical minds, as far as you could have in a world, in a medical community that doesn't believe in non-locality and it's all local, but that's another story to them. But they've done decades and decades of research, and a couple of years ago they said, like a certain ounce, an ounce or two, a cocktail followed by 4 glasses of water, like who drinks that way? Now they say no, not even that half ounce. No alcohol is good for you. So what this guy's got now, what we have now is Gavin Nuisance, because he really is a nuisance. Um, I have it here. Here he is. The Ethics Committee will weigh in on whether Mayor Gorey violated city and state law by withholding records of his phone conversations with President Donald J. Trump about employment in ICE. Ha ha ha. ICE, in numerology, equals aid. So there's power there. His office said some of the records related to calls are privileged. The Sunshine Ordinance Task Force disagrees. Yeah, the ethics committee's on his ass. The only people mad at you for speaking the truth are those living a lie. Yeah, Gavin Nuisance and Gory Laurie. As I said, we need cannabis as an alternative to the industrial pharmaceutical industry. The USA, where religious backed ignorance rules. Yeah, yeah. Intelligent people operate under the fatal delusion of being that the rest of the world values the truth. They have you question your own sanity. Yeah, you listen to the news and you have to go, no, these people are all. They're not going to give up their job just because the corporations have bought all the local stations. So Gavin Newsom, he has this. It's called. Oh, here it is. I have it right here. It's called Jack, and it's all about the social scene. It's all about. So he's not Gavin Newsom and Laurie are not. Well, I don't know about Laurie. With his billionaire mother, he'd never have to worry about a dollar in his life unless they put his ass in jail where he belongs. But as far as Gavin goes, he's not going to shoot himself in the wallet. He would love to be financially where Lori is. He wishes his mother was a billionaire, could leave him in, a nice chunk of where. But the fact so as far as lowering the volume on drink it up, and of course alcohol dulls your senses. Cannabis is just a well, I put it over here because it was in time, but Don uh, Carl Jung emphasized the importance of a spiritual experience and the importance of it. Yeah, well, the most famous idea that Carl Jung was his recognition of the psychological value, the value of your soul, of the spiritual experience. That these spiritual longings, beliefs, and experiences stem from the your soul's intrinsic striving towards wholeness. smoking cannabis is people want to get high. Animals want to get high. Cannabis is the most least harmful. The side effects of cannabis are you maybe eat a little too much. Who knows? Considered to all these toxins, and doctors now could get they don't take an oath to do no harm. So if you're giving all your power away to these doctors, trust me, they're not going to be by your side when you die. They just want to turn them and burn them, man. They just don't give a shit about your health. They got one house. They want three or four. They got one yacht. They need five. The greed is outrageous. So as I said, none of these dry out joints or rehab places even suggest that you use cannabis in your recovery. But they've got all these, what is it, Adderall there, things that make you vomit if you smell it, and all these things. But for your soul, they don't, because they're not dealing in non-locality. They're not dealing with a multidimensional consciousness like I and many other people are. It says, uh, which required that the individual move beyond the expand their everyday view of themselves. You are perfect, and they are so powerful, and they dread the day you figure that out. They don't want you to know that you are a divine being with powers that are just so awesome. But no, they want to keep you drunk. They want to keep you stupid. They want to keep people like me as asshole. Oh yeah, roll their eyes. Even when this guy Tom Hartman, I watch on one of these lefty stations in the morning on antenna TV, I'm able to get it, and and somebody called in and said one of his honchos said something about the Pluto bringing, and he rolled his eyes. Yeah, screw you, you mothers. I've been taking this crap for so long. And as I said I'm 77 now. Who knows what 30, 40 years left? I want to make sure before I leave this planet, we got cannabis where it belongs. We got alcohol where it belongs. We got some truth to advertising now. These advertising ads, they make alcohol is the great dissolver. Dissolves your bank account, your marriage, your friends, your mind, your cell tissues, your liver, your vital organs. Alcohol in these ads now. And what bothers me the most when people of color like Latinos or black women or come this was one pop star, a black woman who's selling whiskey now, and she's yeah, yeah. How do you sleep at night? How well can you eat? How well can you people eat? Where's your conscious now? See, that's the whole thing that Three Eye Atlas is teaching us. This divided self. We know it's wrong to torture animals. We know it's a sign. It's a sign of we should be eating a fraction of none at all. We don't need meat in our diet. Too much protein actually is a major cause of cancer. You are more powerful than you know, and they fear the day you discover it. If you bring forth that which is within you, it will save you. If you do not, it will destroy you. Alexei Navalny is what happens when a president has total immunity. It's shameful and disgusting. Remember him, that Russian guy? I still remember you, Alexei. Nothing has a stronger influence. They poisoned him 3 times before he actually died. And then they finally had to, what, shoot him, kill him or something. Nothing has a stronger influence psychologically on their environment, and especially on their children, than the unlived life of the parent. I specifically read that and thought of you, Daniel Gorey. Yeah, I don't know what that mother of yours did to you, but she really damaged you. To pick friends like Newsom and Wiener, I mean, that's the barrel, bottom of the barrel. How desperate are you for friends or people that are going to kiss your ass because your mother's a billionaire? These people aren't your friends. They're just using you to. If you had a shred of decency in you, you'd bring back the cannabis festival and alternative healing day. You'd open up Golden Gate Park to Psychic Day. Experience. There's so many psychics here are chomping at the bit to get their hands on people again. It's been 30 years since it was Ed Lee, the hurricane. What's her name? I can't even stand a woman. I forgot her name. Breed. who should be in prison now. Where the hell is she? She's running Congress. Oh yeah, she and Newsom, what's his name, Wiener now. Oh, they want to get to Sacramento, if not farther. Well, why not? She got away with $1 billion, leaving the city in a shithole of $1 billion plus. And now her girlfriends are coming up now with, she didn't do this alone. Our city hall is not, when you get something in the mail to me that says Democratic, vote these people, the Democratic thing you get in the mail, one or two of them may be right, but for the most of them, use it for butt wipe. Because, we have no Democratic Party anymore. I mean, we're Democrats, but we're Democrats who follow our soul, and we vote for cats like the guy I said, this guy, Shokov. Yeah, and we realize, fashion is right here. And for you, Lori, yeah, your mother ruined you. Instead of in therapy, now you teamed up with these bankrupt, morally bankrupt, these killers. These are not even passive aggressive. These are aggressive people. They want you to go out, spend your last dollar, get drunk, because it's more important to him that we be like New York, Las Vegas, Reno. No, we're San Francisco. We're a healing. People come here, of course, we're anti-establishment. Excuse me, and all of a sudden now, all these billionaires want to have like a weekend retreat here, and real estates. Now this guy's going to stop all that. Even with the other guy now, Tom Sider, whatever his name is, he wants to stop that now. As far as our health goes, Bernie Siegel, rest his soul, great doctor, said getting well, he was very into psychic healers. Getting well is not the only goal. Even more key is learning to live without fear, to be at peace with life and ultimately death. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Logic will get you from A to Z. Imagination will get you everywhere. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, in 78, Supervisor Harvey Milk, who was the first gay openly gay man there, elected to public office in the country, helped pass a proposition that encouraged local law enforcement to stop arresting and prosecuting people for growing and distributing. I want to see cannabis plants growing out of every windowsill in the tenderloin, all over the city. I want to see garden. I want the wine industry tear down all those grapevines and start putting cannabis everywhere. George Washington is just telling me, oh yeah, that's the thing that three-eye intelligence is telling us, that we all survive our death. We're eternal beings. Oh, it's going to get so good. Oh, I wish you could just catch my excitement now. Open up to your heart, man. They'll talk to you. They'll talk to me. They'll talk to anybody. No, if your heart's in the right place, I'll tell you, it's true. And then, I always, only a fool believes things. You know what's right. You know what's right. I'm no longer accepting what I cannot change. I'm changing the things I cannot accept. As I said, it was a nightmare for us when Richard Nixon was having a coffee with a friend, one of the Watergate guys. This was before Watergate, and an intern walked in and handed him a manila folio, an envelope of a file. And the guy, whoever was sitting with him, said, "What's that?" And he said, "Oh, I've been waiting for this." He said, "This is the medical report from the experts on cannabis." Ah, finally. And he said, watching him read that report, he turned every color blue. He was livid, and he actually tore it up and threw it in the garbage. So from then on, cannabis has been maligned, alcohol's been glorified. We've had it ass backwards. And then we got a governor. God forbid we should have him a president. And this gory person now on a kill spree now. So I'll be back in a couple of weeks. I, I get so excited. I mean, I'm gonna wind down now. Oh yeah, here's my. Let's get over here. The fade. Lovey dovey now fade away. That's the old Rolling Stone song. Neil Young, Bruce Springsteen. I love you guys. Yeah, I was at a restaurant with my boyfriend who lives in Massachusetts a couple of years ago, and right in back of me, Neil Young was sitting. I guess they were in some sound studio at this restaurant on Market Street. Food is good there. I wasn't quite a vegan then, so we're talking around 15 years ago. Yeah, it was like I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. I realized that I was headed for liver cancer. My liver was covered with tumors. My days were numbered. Ta-da! I'm perfect. I don't take any drugs. I'm vegan. I'm in the best health of my life, and I know that Gavin Nuisance and believe me, if I'll leave you with one important thing now. And we'll close the show now. Um, uh, if you think if you weren't aware that every network that you're watching on network TV, or I don't know, I guess if you go to for the network channels 247 5 4 um, and you think you're getting the real news, you're not. You're not. You're getting what the corporation wants those talking heads to tell you at that time. And you're missing a whole lot now. So, start really doing some, you start off with Democracy Now. You could YouTube that. They're up on YouTube too. But you can get it on antenna TV. I don't know. I don't have cable TV anymore. It's too violent for me. I would like to get it, because I'd like to see myself on TV, but I know what I look like. I love you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'll be back in a couple of weeks. Thank you. Let me get this out of the way here. Oh yeah, and if you want to ask me any questions, no charge at all. And let's get the FCC. Let's get anybody's friends with Obama. I know we've got well-connected people in San Francisco. Ask them why there's no phone hookup here now. Because I know President Obama really was a supporter of cable access TV and the telephones. It was all one package to him. I don't think that if Obama knew what would happen now, he'd like to take Daniel Laurie out to the woodshed and pounce him. I don't know. That's I gotta go now. I just want to pound some brains into that stupid bastard's head. Because he's just stupid. He's just stupid and money. That's a bad combination. It's deadly for us. Okay, sweethearts. I love you. I love you. I love you. Everybody, no matter what shape you in, it gets better. And let's fade this out. And I'll be back in 2 weeks. God bless. Oh, 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 oh.